Hey everyone, it's Colby Uva here. I've been growing online businesses for more than 15 years. And today I wanted to talk about the topic of how to grow your online business when cash flow is a constraint. Uh, let's be real here. You have to invest sometimes to grow your business in different areas. Let's say you're buying machinery or a lot of things can happen, and sometimes cash flow might be chunky, so you might get a big hit of cash, and then you have these big waves or whatever like that, and you're looking to smooth it out. The best time to, but you should always be doing this, but that time when your cash flow is constrained is an excellent opportunity to push forward into smoothing that wave, let's say. And it doesn't mean that you shouldn't work on chunky cash. Big deals make you need big deals to win, right? But you also need systems that are consistent at all times. So when cash flow is tight, you might say growth advice might be run ads, hire a marketing agency, invest in branding, sponsor events, expand your team, right? It's pretty common advice, and it does work, and it does help you get those big hits, let's say. But in the moment, when you're constrained on cash flow, you don't need a strategy that's costing you money every day to keep working. You need an asset. So you need a strategy that builds the asset on its own and compounds over time and increases the trust before the sales conversion, because that really supercharges your ad and your salespeople, and it reduces the cost per lead just by its existence. All right, so building a well-designed blog that attracts buyers who are already searching and converting them into customers is one of the best ways to do this. A blog is not occasional updates. A blog is a reputable, repeatable, search-driven sales engine. Why is a blog the fastest growth lever when money is tight? Well, most marketing options force you into two traps, right? Ads can work, but they're a rent payment, right? And if you stop paying and the traffic disappears, what happens? Trap two, spending time without a compounding payoff. Social media can work, but the half-life of posts is short, and different channels have different half-lives. YouTube is one of the greatest ones because it continues on and it compounds. You keep feeding the machine, per se, Google, ChatGPT, and a blog is different because it's an asset. A good blog post can bring a few customers a month for years. And that means that your cost of lead goes down, and maybe you're using your ads to upsell those customers. A good blog post can bring you customers, from all over the world, or they can be specific. If you can't outspend your customers, you can also out-asset them. The real reason a blog works is it intercepts demand that already exists. You don't need to convince people they have a problem. They already know. If there's things for like, how much does this cost? What is the best thing for this? This versus this. How to choose A. Is this worth it? Can I find this in my city? Common problems with X. What to expect when this happens. Those searches are buyers raising their hands, and a well-designed blog simply positions your business as the best answer for those questions. And the best part, you're not paying per click. What well-designed actually means, so it turns into revenue. So a blog becomes a growth engine when three things are true. It targets buyer intent, not just random topics. You're writing about questions that show a purchase intent and topics that connect directly to what you sell. So in some other blog posts or another episode and blog post here that you're going to see on this YouTube channel, you're going to see that this is a very broad article right here, right? This brings in lots of different types of businesses. But then you're going to also see that I'm going to put, I already have a blog post, and you're going to see a YouTube video that is very similar to this, but it's more specific. And it's going to get most likely less traffic, or even if it actually might get more traffic. And here's the reason why. Because what I'm saying right now is very broad. There are so many people competing for this message, let's say, right? How do I grow my business? But the more specific one is, how do I grow this type of business? I've been fishing my whole life. I've been on the outdoors. I love being on the ocean. So when I make a more specific article about that and this exact same information, I'm going to get more engagement and more sales to that, because it's specific to something that people can tell that I genuinely care about, I'm an expert about, all that stuff. All right. It's structured to rank and convert. So the post is easy to scan and answer the questions quickly and links the reader to the next step. So one of the most important things when you're going into these blog posts is you're going to be formatting them in a way that breaks it up into chunks. It doesn't seem overwhelming to get it all in. It has breaks, it has pictures, it has videos, and people can stop at those different points when they hit that. But then it brings the call to actions in the right place. It's built in a system and clusters, not isolated posts. So each article supports each other through internal linking, and your authority grows faster and ranking comes sooner when you do this. Now, if you're first getting started with a topic, you might want to just I call it the shotgun approach, which it might be counterintuitive to what people tell you to do. Like, hey, you need to segment, and get into this thing. But you kind of just need to, in my opinion, kind of just throw out what you have and see what sticks and where the traction catches on well. It's a great feedback mechanism. And what it's talking about, these build a system with clusters, is, let's say you have a topic. I work a lot with marine businesses, outdoors businesses, and you can have many articles to get more specific on the same topic. So you can relate them through internal linking, and it helps Google, ChatGPT understand, what they're talking about, which one's more specific, and it also helps people get, go in a little bit more depth if they need more information. The fastest blog growth strategy when cash flow is tight is the 80-20 rule. It's the quickest path to results. Don't try to post 100 posts on 100 topics. Pick one core offer that you're pushing, that you want to sell. Your top line service, your highest margin product, your most repeatable offer. Create one pillar page. Write a complete guide that becomes the hub. For example, the complete guide to this. When I was I owned a fishing line company, and we had 3 products. We had monofilament, fluorocarbon, and braid. And one of my most successful pillar pages that brought in a lot on those 3 services was the everything you need to know about braid, everything you need to know about monofilament. If with my family's business, we put everything you need to know about this engine. Right? That complete guide works, but you need to get more specific once you go in. But it's a great place to start broad and then to zone in on what are the important parts of that. So it could be, for the braided fishing line, it could be, what is the best braided fishing line for catching sharks? Or when to choose between mono and braid. That's like linking the different pillars, let's say. Different stuff like that. But usually one, it's going to generate some traffic and it's going to be a reputable page. But two, it gives you some ideas of how to get a little bit more specific in the sculpting of your blog, of your page, of your sales team, of the services that you offer. How the solution works and pricing and what to expect. Everything you need to know about a category, not a service. So actually, I did them backwards there. So I was talking about kind of a category. A service might be like what I'm doing right now. Like, let's say that I would help you to implement this. All right, a complete guide of what I would do, why you would look for someone like me to help you with this. Lots of different things like that, and you're getting more specific. All right. Step 3 is publishing 10 supporting posts that bring ready-to-buy traffic. In another video, I talked about just basically the Grant Cardone sales cycle, right? So meeting people at the different parts of the sales cycle. So this one's going to say, how much does this cost? Best this for this. Comparison, a checklist how to choose. Mistakes when buying, common mistakes. What to expect when. Time. How long does this take? For example, for blogs, you're not going to start getting traffic on day one unless you all of a sudden link to some super reputable source. It's possible, but it's not going to happen for most people, right? So it takes some time for Google to crawl. So you might have a month, 2 months, 3 months. Yeah, that happens. Problems. People have problems. Solving problems makes money. Signs you need this solution. You're solving a problem. FAQs, the top questions about this. This is very easy for most businesses to implement the FAQ. And it's great for your sales team because it makes it real simple and faster for them to deal with each lead. The local modifier, what city are you in? What area are you in? What areas do you serve? It's a much higher converting post. And every post links back to your pillar post. So back to the, like, hey, if you want to know much more information about the specific topic, you link back to it. All right. How a blog makes sales while you sleep, the sales effect. A well-designed blog functions like a digital sales assistant. All right, it's answering questions when you're not there, lots of stuff like that. All right, it's the trust-building post, act like your greeter. The fit and comparison posts, act like your qualifier. How it work posts, act like your demonstration. Pricing posts, acts like your proposal. Objection posts, acts like you're the post is a closer. So it's addressing those complaints versus objections. And your sales team still closes if they pick up a lead from the different parts, but it's great to help them beforehand and kind of map it out where, if this lead is coming from this post, where are they in the sales cycle? What do I need to do next? Because your sales team might be trying to bring them back through the whole sales cycle when they're ready to close. Or your sales team might be trying to close when they're in a different, need a demonstration. So knowing where they come from and how they come is going to help your sales team a lot. All right. The blog ensures that people arrive more educated and more confident and more ready to buy. When cash flow is tight, that efficiency matters. Fewer wasted calls, fewer price shoppers, and more buyers. These are like pre-fact-finded leads. The biggest mistake most cash-constrained businesses make with content. They make content that feels safe, generic, broad, and informational. And right now I'm actually doing this one on purpose because this is in that category where this is generic, broad, and informational because it's not specific to a topic that a specific business needs, right? It's very general, and this is like way up the funnel in like the research phase, and it may not be the highest converting version, but the reason I'm making this is so that you can see the difference. All right. The best Small business blog posts are specific. They talk about real decisions and real fears. What if I choose the wrong option? How do I avoid getting ripped off? What is this actually going to cost me? How do I know who to trust? What are the red flags? What happens if it fails? When you answer those questions clearly, the choice becomes obvious. How quickly can this work? Blogging is not instant. I already said that. But it's still one of the fastest compounding strategies when money is constrained, when cash flow is constrained. A realistic trajectory looks like weeks 1 through 4, foundation building, publishing, and internal linking. Months 2 to 3, early impressions and traction. All right, so here you're gonna, like, Google's gonna start serving, ChatGPT is gonna start serving. It's probably gonna happen a lot faster with the ChatGPT stuff, but they're gonna start showing it to customers, and people are gonna be like, oh, I like that, I don't like that, and it's gonna kind of get sorted out. What's a winning post? What's a not? So 6 to 12 months. So 4 to 6 months. The consistent winners are going to start producing leads. 6 to 12 months, compounding traffic and steady inbound. If you expect to keep the topics clear, high intent, and clustered tight, you'll often see meaningful movement faster than people expect, especially compared to slow and expensive branding campaigns. The no extra cash execution plan. 3 hours per week is all you need to do this. Here's your plan. 30 minutes, collect customer questions, calls, emails, DMs. 90 minutes, write one post or dictate it. See, I'm dictating a post that I've already written here. And clean it up. 30 minutes, add internal links, CTA, and publish. A CTA is a call to action. Buy this. Share it once on LinkedIn, email, list, or partner. Do this consistently for 12 weeks, and you'll have an asset that starts paying you back. Now, bottom line, when cash flow is constrained, the fastest way to grow is not to chase strategies that require constant spend. It's not to build something that you own. It's to build something that you own that keeps producing. A well-designed blog is one of the best options because it attracts buyers already searching, builds trust before the conversation, reduces sales friction, and compounds into steady inbound leads. If you tell me what industry you're in and what you sell, I'll map out for you a 12-week blog post plan with 24 pillar posts, and you're going to work from there. Designed specifically to bring in ready-to-buy traffic. So just wanted to end this video just with a brief summary about who I am and why I'm qualified to speak on this, especially when cash flow is tight. So 15 plus years of growing traffic that converts. I've brought in millions of visitors, high intent visitors to websites, and I've converted them into real revenue. I've built growth around products, physical products where ROI matters. I've edited and contributed to more than 6,000 blog posts and constant refreshes on different websites. And that's showed me what the patterns are. Like, you do 100 posts, you see which ones work. You do 1,000 posts, you see which ones work. And it really shows you what works, and that's why I'm talking to you about this. This is a proven, reliable lift, 20% lift, and sometimes it's a lot more, but I'm going to be conservative with this. Sometimes it could be 300%. It really depends. You're going to build recognition. It's not just SEO, which is like the traditional version where you're doing search engine optimization. You're doing search everywhere optimization because you can use these assets into different areas. And I've built, this is when you're going to be integrating all the other social media channels. So right now, this is going into a blog. This can be converted into a social media post. It can be, a lot of things can be done with this asset. I connect the content to sales mechanics. And me personally, I'm outdoor fishing and hunting outdoors, boating focused. So this is the area that I do the best in. but these principles are universal.